Now, here's something else you may have missed in the budget. President Obama wants to raise the pay for federal white-collar workers by 2%. However, the congressional version of the same budget gives them a whole lot more than that. Break it down. Here's the real numbers. The average salary for white-collar federal workers is $67,000 this year. Under President Obama's plan, they would be getting $1,340 as a raise. However, Congress will make that a $1,943 raise. Here's another number that might make a few taxpayers mad. There are 1.9 million of those white-collar federal workers. Giving each of them a $1,943 raise costs you roughly $3.7 billion just next year. Compare that to the relatively paltry $165 million in bonuses for the executives at AIG. The pay raise 22 times the AIG bonuses. So what do some of the leading opponents of big government think about this? Let's bring in Tad DeHaven. He's the budget analyst at Cato Institute. So what do you say, Tad? Outrageous spending? Are you outraged?
Absolutely, Stuart. I'm outraged, and I think American taxpayers should feel insulted by this.
I guess I should be getting we should all get government jobs, good pensions, good pay, a nice raise in the middle of a recession. I don't see any outrage about that, though.
Well, I think you raise a great point. We have rising unemployment, we have jobs being destroyed, businesses are failing. And while this is going on, we still have this crushing tax burden that's only probably going to get worse. And they sort of add insult to injury now by paying federal employees more money. And federal employees, on average, when you factor in benefits, already get, on average, twice what the average private sector gets.
Can you name a national political figure who is really riled up about this and fighting it? Someone who says, look, these tax increases are wrong. The spending binge is crazy. We can't afford it. The deficit is outrageous. Which national political figure can you turn to who's making real waves about what we're doing?
Well, I think in the Senate you have Senator Tom Coburn, who has been an outspoken opponent of some of this wasteful spending. In the House, you have people like Representative Jeff Flake, Representative Ron Paul, who have spoken up and have been consistent opponents of massive federal spending, which is only getting worse and worse.
Trouble is, though, we barely know their names. We don't see them on the evening news or on Fox News that often. They've not really made any waves about this, and we have just really shifted the course of our whole economy. You hear nothing from the opposition.
Well, I think you're hearing some noise, Stuart. I think part of the problem is that the Republican Party lost a lot of credibility in the last 8 years or so when they had the White House and they had Congress. And the Republicans delivered massive government spending, massive debt. And I've basically been saying that President Obama is basically George Bush on steroids.
I think you got it. Ted DeHaven, Cato Institute, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stuart.